Microsoft Windows has always been plagued with issues that waste your time and your money. Your personal information is always at risk from viruses, spyware, malware, and hackers. Your computer runs slower and slower every month until you can't take it any longer. Updates seem to take forever. It's difficult to find tools and settings and utilities you need. Good antivirus, security, and maintenance software is time-consuming and expensive. Just when you need it most, Windows gets screwed up. Customer service is expensive, and you must decide to pay hundreds for a repair, or just buy a new computer. You can spend a lot of money on a new and nice computer, but your data and programs are still on the old broken computer. Life should be simple. We've done away with Microsoft Windows and built our system on the world's most secure and reliable Linux system. All software and applications are free and pre-installed. No antivirus required, no malware and spyware protection required, no need for disk defrag, no wasted time for updates, no speed loss over time. Also, no screwed up Windows registry, no licenses to pay for, no device drivers to install, just a simple, reliable, and fast computer. Now, let's have a quick tour of the Boomer PC. What you see before you here is the desktop of the Boomer PC. Now, the Boomer PC is built on an operating system called Ubuntu. And Ubuntu is actually the most popular Linux operating system in the world, and it has tremendous advantages over Microsoft Windows and the Mac operating system. And so that's what we're going to show you here today. And now, here back to the desktop again. It's very, very easy to use. It's not complicated. It's simple to learn, and it can accomplish really anything that you want to do, anything pretty much that you want to do on the other operating systems. But just like Windows does not use Mac software, Mac does not use Windows software, the Ubuntu operating system uses Linux software. Now, there is a ton of stuff available out there. First thing I'm going to show you is the Ubuntu software store. Now, I say store, but really everything here is free. You're not going to end up paying for your apps. You're not going to end up paying for different things. We have most of the common applications, pretty much anything that you're going to need is already pre-installed and configured on the Boomer PC. But similar to your phone, you can go in here and you can grab software from just about anything you want. Let's just wait for a second while it brings up the games here. It's refreshing its list. So you can just go grab any game you want, for example, and similar to your phone, you just click install. It installs it. If you don't like it, you click on install and it removes it. So very, very simple to use. No searching around for software on the internet, no CDs or anything that you have to buy. It's like I said, it's free. And you can find just about anything you want in here in the software application store. They just call it the Ubuntu software. I guess it's not really a store since you're not paying for anything. There are a few apps in here that you can pay a few dollars for, but probably nothing that you're going to need. So that is the software store. Very simple. Back here to the main desktop, we have all the basic functions that you're used to in your current computer. So there is a file manager where you can go in and you can look at all your files and your downloads and your documents and everything that you have on your computer. Very, very, very easy, fully functional. You have your web browsers, of course. We already had this one up. So this is Google Chrome that's on here. Everything is identical to the Google Chrome you're used to on your current computer. So nothing different there. You have Firefox. We have some great functionality in Ubuntu here. because you have a lot of excellent control over your recording and your input devices and your configuration for your audio. So recording things directly from your screen with your microphone, without your microphone, direct from a window to a recording. All this stuff is possible. You have actually more control here, definitely, than you do in the other operating systems. So that is another great little tool. As far as an office setup, okay, so you do not have Microsoft Office, Word, Excel, PowerPoint, for example. So we have two different versions of Office installed here, of course, both free again. LibreOffice, so you can just see what it looks like here. I'm not going to go into any detail, but everything in here is compatible with the Microsoft Office document formats, so you don't have to worry about that. And you'll see it's very, very similar. I'm just going to get out of this. Again, this is a brief overview. So let's take a look at the other one we have called Only Office. Now, Only Office is another full suite with so that you can do spreadsheets and documents and basically PowerPoint presentations. Again, they're all compatible again. So depending on your preference, what you like to use, which one you find more convenient, you can use one of these two Office suites. Okay, so we've covered quite a bit here so far. You will see that on your desktop, of course, you can do things like you can change the background, you can change settings, everything. Lots and lots of flexibility here. And if we bring that up, you can see here just where you change your background. Now, what I called up here basically is the control panel for the system. Again, there's nothing hidden, nothing hard to find like you have, for example, I hate searching for configuration things in Microsoft. You just don't know how to find them if you're not an experienced person with it. Things are too difficult. So this is easy. I'm going to show you another way to open this. We're not going to change the background right this second. In the top right-hand corner of your screen, you can click on the little screwdriver and wrench, for example. And this will bring up the control panel, which we just closed, where you have complete control over your Wi-Fi and your Bluetooth, of course, your background, your dock, which is on the left-hand side here. These are the icons. You can make it hidden if you want. You can change the size, add and remove things from it. Notifications, search, language, universal access. Everything here is in the control panel, and it's super, super simple for you to get at and for you to use. You can do file sharing and everything from the file manager or from here. You have some more control over your sound functions, power functions, network, and different devices on your computer, your mouse and your keyboard and your printers. Everything is all here. And printers is one thing I'm going to touch on for a second here. It's very easy to add a printer into this. You don't need the CD and all the software that comes with your printer. You can usually just add a printer, go find the make and the model number, and it will install it typically in a few seconds. There are some printers where you will need to download the software for Linux from the manufacturer's website. Some printers work better than others here. Because not all manufacturers write the driver software that is required for Linux. So before you go out and buy a printer, you will probably want to just do a quick Google search and find out how easy it is and what is required to make that printer work on Linux. So what else is in here? Let's just go back to the main settings, details. So you can see that we're Ubuntu version 18.04. Tells you I'm working right now on a dual core processor, only 2 gigahertz. And this machine that you're looking at and I'm doing this recording on, for example, is, I don't know, probably good 6 years old anyways, and it runs just fine. And we have in this machine 3 gigabytes of memory. You can run Ubuntu on 2 megabytes of memory, although it doesn't use as much memory as a Windows computer, for example. So if you're putting the Boomer PC on an older system, you probably have less memory in it. So it can run quite well on 2 gigabytes of memory, whereas Windows 10, for example, would be just choking. And so it takes up far, far, far less resources on your computer than a Windows operating system. So yeah, two gigabytes of memory. A 64-bit computer is required, not an older 32-bit processor. You can see this OS type here is 64-bit. And very, very, very little disk space. This whole operating system installed with all the applications and everything, it will be less than 15 gigabytes in size. And that's with everything installed. So you don't, it's not a hog. It's not a memory hog, and it's not a hog on your storage space. So that's kind of the details I want to show you here today. What you're getting is you're getting all the configurations, all the setups, everything that we have created and worked with for such a long time to make it smooth and easy for you to use. So you will notice that I'm going to click on this button, bottom left corner, and it's kind of like a start button. It's going to bring up all the applications that are installed, for example. So it's an easy place to find stuff that you do not have on your launch bar or on your dock on the left-hand side. But yeah, lots of utilities that are pre-installed, pre-configured, everything ready to go. And I'm sure you're going to love it. This operating system, Ubuntu, does run much, much quicker than Windows does because it takes up less resources. And of course, when you're using Windows, the longer you use it, the slower it gets. All the updates and everything that takes so much time on it, you don't have to go through all that with Ubuntu. It does have updates, but they're very quick and easy, and you can continue working while they're happening. It's not going to interrupt you. You don't have to wait for half an hour while updates complete when you shut it down, for example. So just huge, huge advantages. I do all kinds of audio editing and video editing. Everything I do is on this operating system. You will notice that there is no virus checker. There's no spyware checker. These things normally would slow down a Windows computer by huge amounts. Okay, and you're always battling to keep out those viruses and those hackers and all this malware that you can get on your system. You probably have lots of it on your Windows system you don't even know about. And we don't have to worry about that. This is an extremely secure operating system. Okay, and we don't need a virus checker on here because it's just not susceptible to the viruses. So you can go and do your research on that if you wish. You'll find it is absolutely fantastic operating system.